For example, the English word coffee is used in Japanese, but written as katakana. Now you might ask, why not use kanji for everything? Well, kanji characters
I, 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 U, U, U.
IPA symbols. Hi, this is Gabe from fluentforever.com. In this second video, we're going to talk about Japanese consonants, and Saki will be helping us with the examples.
Hi.
So, Japanese has 27 consonants. If you speak English, 17 of these are relatively familiar sounds with familiar symbols, 3 are relatively familiar sounds with unfamiliar symbols, and 7 more are going to be really new. As we get into these consonants, I'll be giving you a bunch of example words. And while I'll provide the kana spelling for each word, for now, feel free to ignore that and focus on the IPA, since that's going to be much more useful while we're focusing on individual consonants. We'll be starting with 7 really straightforward sounds and IPA symbols.
So here's B as in botang, Z as in zoom, G as in gown, H as in harp, M as in marathon, N as in knife, and S as in slipper.
There are 3 consonants that will sound familiar, though they will have new IPA symbols. There's this symbol, which looks like a lowercase j, and its Japanese is y, as in yado, or English is yard.
Then comes N, as in Japanese is ring, or in English, ring.
This is an N produced with the back of your tongue instead of with the front. And last is an odd little character, known as the glottal stop.
As in Japanese is atsu, or English is uh-oh.
The glottal stop is what happens when your vocal cord slams shut or pop open on a vowel. In English, we'll often use this popping open glottal stop for emphasis, or rather for emphasis. Japanese also uses this glottal stop for emphasis, but they tend to do it by slamming their vocal cords shut at the ends of words.
So instead of just saying atsu, it's hot, you can warn someone by saying atsu, where that last vowel is really suddenly clipped short.
So next, let's cover 10 familiar symbols that sound a little different than you're used to. We'll start with what looks like a D and a T.
There's D as in donut and T as in taya. If you're comparing these consonants between English and Japanese, you can say day and day.
If you pay close attention, you'll notice that in the English word, the very tip of your tongue hits your alveolar ridge, that ridge right behind your front upper teeth. D, day. But in Japanese, the tip of your tongue will flatten out a bit, so that the tip of your tongue actually touches your upper teeth, and the blade of your tongue, that part right behind the tip, is what's touching your alveolar ridge.
This gives you a less percussive sound. You get day instead of day.
It's exactly the same for Japanese as T.
Instead of tai, you get tai. And that puff of air you get when you say t, t, tai is also significantly reduced t, t, tai. This also affects the combination ts as in tsuru. You don't say tsuru, you say tsuru, with significantly less air coming through it.
So let's move on to 2 more consonants that have less air coming through them in Japanese than you do in English.
There's p as in party and k as in curtain.
For both of these consonants, the difference between English and Japanese is all about that puff of air.
In English, there's pi, and in Japanese, pi. Same with k. In English, we have k, 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 and in Japanese, k, k, k.
The rest of our 6 remaining slightly modified consonants all involve a concept known as palatalization. The easiest way to explain this is through an example from English. So let's talk about that K sound, k, 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 in the words cut and key. Now, in the word cut, your tongue comes up in the back to meet your soft palate, like this. In many ways, this is the defining characteristic of a K. You can't make a K sound with your tongue in some other spot. Nevertheless, the K in cut and the K in key are different. You have cut, k, k, cut, and key, k, k, key, k, 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 k. And that second k is higher pitched, and you can see what's going on in your mouth here. When you say key, the back of your tongue will do the exact same thing as it did in cut. It has to, or else you're not going to get a K sound. But the middle of your tongue is free to do whatever it wants, and in this case, because a high E sound is coming next, it raises up in anticipation, giving you that higher pitched key sound, key. This tongue position, with the middle of your tongue raised up near the hard palate, and the back or front of your tongue doing whatever it needs to do to form that consonant. This is palatalization. In English, we do it with P, B, T, D, K, and G. We do this automatically before any E vowels. And Japanese does the same, but they also sometimes use palatalization in front of other vowels, A, U, and O, which is why we need to talk about it explicitly instead of just letting you do it automatically. The palatalized consonants in Japanese are as follows.
Gyu, gallery, Cuba, bu, buffet, mu, musical, new, New York, and Puritan.
And with that, we're through with 20 of the consonants. So now it's time to get some new ones. We'll start with 2 or 3 palatalized ones, since we're already starting to get used to that topic.
The first is sh, as in shower.
This is basically a palatalized version of English's sh. Your tongue is pretty much hugging the roof of your mouth.
So English has show and Japanese show. Show, show, sh, sh.
You can also combine that same sound with a T
to produce ch, as in chicken. So English has beach, Japanese beach. Beach, beach, ch, ch.
You can also voice that same combination.
Hi, konnichiwa. Welcome to Speak Japanese Naturally. I'm Fumi. Today, I'm gonna tell you how to pronounce Japanese aiueo to wow. I'll especially deal with shi, chi, tsu, fu, and rarirurero. If you just want to listen to the sound without explanation, please go there. Then you listen to the sound that I read this chart vertically and horizontally. Okay, this is the IUL chart and it's called 50 音図, 50 sounds chart in Japanese. There used to be 50 different characters plus, but some characters, these gray parts, they are not used anymore. So there are 46 characters now, but we still call this 50 音図. This 50 音図 is written from top to bottom and right to left. The horizontal columns show that they are in the same vowel group. So this is the A group. Akasatana hamayarawa. This is the E group. So ikishichi ni himiri. And these vertical columns show that they are in the same consonant group. So this ayueo, of course they are vowels, but here, kakikugeko, they all start with the sound k. And this place, sashisuseso, they all start with sound. But phonetically, she is different. The consonant of she is a little bit different from the others, but in Japanese mind, they're the same, so they're in the same group. So I'll tell you how to pronounce she, okay? And here is tachitsuteto. So in Japanese mind, it's different. They all start with sound, but phonetically, she is different. The consonant of she is a little bit different from the others, but in Japanese mind, they're the same, so they're in the same group. So I'll tell you how to pronounce she, okay?
等我一下，我要洗澡一点，一下，对，一下不是一点，我要关上这个。 回事？怎么回事呢？再来了，各位，洗碗了，洗完了，对不起，对洗碗。啊，哎呀，我的手不太长啊，不能读啊，这个好。继续学习吧。
And here is tachitsuteto. So in Japanese mind, they are all in the same group too. But chi and tsu is a little bit different. So I'll tell you about them too. Anyway, these vertical groups show that they belong to the same consonant group. So Japanese sounds are always made with a consonant and a vowel, except I will and mm. I think this is well made. Let's start with IUL. And IUL has pitch. IUL or IUL.
IU
When you say
啊
you open your mouth the widest compared to other people. And IUL has pitch. IUL or
IUL
IUL. When you
IUL
say
啊
you open your mouth the widest compared to
Ah.
other vowels. Ah, ah,
ah ah ah
ah,
ah
ah.
ah.
And when you say E, you spread your mouth sideways. E, 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 E.
一一一一一一。打开这个吗？对吗？一一。
E, E. And I think U is a little bit difficult. When you say U, your lips aren't that round, and also you don't pout that widest compared to other vowels. Ah, 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 ah. And when you say E, you spread your mouth sideways. E, 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 E. And I think U is a little bit difficult. When you say U, your lips aren't that round, and also you don't pout that much. U, 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 and U, U, U.
哎，不对呀。
Is my U, U, U,
不是
U, U,
and
U, U, U. Its mouth is in between A and E. So A, E, I, I, E, A. A, E, I, I, E, A. E, 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 E. And when you say O, you make your lips round. O, 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 O. IUEO, 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 IUEO. Now let's move on to kakikukeko. Okay, they are not that difficult. Just don't aspirate too much. It's not kakikukeko, but kakikukeko, kakikukeko, kakikukeko. Next, sashisuseso, sashisuseso. They're not that difficult, but be careful with shi. This sound is similar to she, but when you say shi, you spread your mouth more from the beginning. You make the mouth of I first, then say shi, okay? I, shi, I, shi, 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 shi. So, sashisuseso, sashisuseso. Okay? Next, tachitsuteto. Don't aspirate too much. Tachitsuteto. And when you say chi, it's like cheese. But again, you make the mouth of
这是因为日语的怎么说日语的发音 他们常常说话不太大，因为他们的发音怎么说呢？他们说不太大。
Of e first, then say chi. Okay, e chi, e chi. So you see my okay, and when you say chi, it's like cheese, but I shi. So sashisuseso, sashisuseso. Okay. Next, tachitsuteto. Don't aspirate too much. Tachitsuteto. And when you say chi, it's like cheese, but again you make the mouth of e first, then say chi. Okay, e chi, e chi. So you see my mouth doesn't move. E chi, e chi. So it's the same as shi. Both have the same mouth of e. Only your tongue moves differently. Let me read e column horizontally. Ikishiji ni himiiri i. When you say mi, your mouth moves to make m sound. But other than that, your mouth shape is the same. Okay? Ikishiji ni himiiri i. Ikishiji ni himiiri i. Now let's practice. It's the same sound as cats or bats, but again you make the mouth of u first, then say ts, ts. So cats, u, ts, u, ts, u, ts, u, ts. Let me read u column horizontally. You'll notice
Konnichiwa, Japanese Amo no Misa desu. Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to improve your Japanese pronunciation. So let's get started. First, we will start with vowels. There are only 5 vowels in Japanese. A, I, U, E, O. So should be easy, right? Okay, let's start with A. A. For example, the word for red is aka. Aka. Now, this is a very important sound. If you get this sound right, you will sound much better when speaking Japanese. So in English, when you see the letter A, there are so many ways to pronounce it. For example, for the word apple, you open your mouth quite wide in English.
他在讲怎么说英语话怎么不是的，英国话的，对吗？
Right? But for the word
怎么说英国话的？啥？中文British accent， 中文怎么说？哦，英国口音啊，英国口音，英式口音，他有这个，他说英国口音，这个女孩这个女生她在说英国口音。
banana, the first A is pronounced more like you know, and depending on the accent, the word banana is also pronounced differently. Like I think in British English you would pronounce it more like banana, whilst in American English I think you would pronounce it more like.
I'm not learning English, bro.
The letter A can be pronounced
I'm learning Japanese.
Different ways. Whilst in Japanese it's always So for the Japanese sound you don't want to open your mouth too wide. So not like art, car. Open your mouth just a little bit, drop your jaw a little bit, and the tip of your tongue is touching the back of your lower teeth. But don't push it too hard. So just lightly, it's just sitting there lightly. It's also okay if your tongue is touching the back of your the gum or the lower teeth. It's important that your tongue is sitting low. So you might think, oh, the tongue position doesn't matter, but it does, because if your tongue is not touching the back of your teeth, it sounds more like the schwa sound. So the word about. In a Japanese way, I would read this word like about. About. Can you hear the difference? So the tongue position for a is similar to the tongue position for the sound a, cat, apple. So instead of like smiling like cat, you want to just open your mouth this way. So aka. So you don't want to say aka or aka, you know, it's aka, aka. Alright, let's practice. Aka, asa, aoi. Okay, the next one is pretty easy. I. For example, 例えば、犬 dog. So smile a little bit. So you want to open your mouth sideways. Again, the tip of your tongue is resting on the back of your lower teeth or your gum. Your tongue goes up a little bit. I. So let's compare this Japanese I sound with the English I sound. When you pronounce the letter I in English, your mouth is quite relaxed, I think. You only open your mouth a little bit, right? Jim, pink, pig, tail. Whilst in Japanese, you want to, smile more. So for example, pink.
This girl is funny.
In
This girl is funny though. 哎，我看他一下吧。我要订阅这个怎么说这个的女生吧，订阅她吧。啊，
Japanese, you want
订阅她吧。
pig, tail. For example, pink. In Japanese, you want to say pink, pink. Do you hear the difference? Pink, pink. So it's more like E sound, but the vowel is short. I, ki. So tree. So let's compare this Japanese I sound, smile more. So for example, pink. In Japanese, you want to say pink, pink. Do you hear the difference? Pink, pink. So it's more like E sound, but the vowel is short. I, ki. So tree, ki. Number 2, ni. You don't have to smile big. It can be very subtle, but like your mouth moves a little bit sideways. I, ki, shi, chi, mi. So, inu, dog, isu, chair. 次、next. 例えば、海 sea or ocean. 海 or
It's like 它好像it's like an 还是 an u 不是 u 的。
売る ocean. 海 or 売る to sell. 売る Okay, so this sound is also very very important. Depending on your native language, you might pronounce it more like u, like very strong, but you don't want to do that. So the word cool, that ooh, that's too much. You wanna lessen it. So
他很好笑哎。
if a Japanese person tries to pronounce the word cool, we'd say it like cool.
怎么说？funny， 改中文怎么说？搞笑的人，搞笑啊，搞笑的人，很搞笑哎。他是一个很搞笑的人，他很有趣，搞笑幽默，搞笑。
cool. Cool to cool.
cool
So yeah,
Cool.
not too much duck.
cool
So open your mouth slightly, and it's like you're using a straw. So you don't.
I'm using a straw.
Don't want to round your lips too much, like, but so you don't want to round your lips too much, like,
like
but just very subtle. So it's more like Instagram model, kind of. And your tongue, again, the tip is touching the back of your lower teeth, but the back part, the back of your tongue, is going up. So it's like this. You don't have to feel it, but if you try hard enough, you can. So if you want to say yep in Japanese informally, you want to say right? This is a difficult sound, but yeah, because of also sound. So you don't want to say okay? Umi, uso, utsu, tsugi, Again, open your mouth only a little bit. Okay, so not too much, like The shape of the mouth is somewhere between a and e. It's almost the same as Again, the tip of your tongue is resting.
什么？他说什么？他刚说什么？
次 Again, open your mouth only a little bit. Okay, so not too much, like The shape of the mouth is somewhere between a and e. It's almost the same as Again, the tip of your tongue is resting against the back of your lower teeth. Okay, so open your mouth only a little bit. Okay, so not too much, like The shape of the mouth is somewhere between a and e. It's almost the same as Again, the tip of your tongue is resting against the back of your lower teeth. Compared to a, you can feel that the back of your tongue is rising a little bit. So this is my lower teeth, and this is my tongue. The tongue is touching here. A is more like this. Whilst I can feel that the tongue is going this way. Drawing, painting, we say Station, eki,
Eki.
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 So look at my mouth.
Eki.
Eki. When I want to
Eki.
say ki, the mouth closes more, right?
Eki.
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 For the word
Eki.
AC,
Eki. 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 不对的。Eki. Eki. Eki. Eki.
air conditioner, you can say ako eki.
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 So look at my mouth.
Eki.
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 When I want to say
Eki. 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 Eki.
ki, the mouth closes more, right? Eki. For the word AC, air conditioner, you can say ako but for the sound, the mouth opens
For the R sound.
slightly more than so次
Ako.
o
O.
so this sound is somewhere between and u. So the shape of the mouth is quite similar to u, and when you make the u sound, the mouth is almost not open, right? Whilst o, you want to open your mouth a little bit. So o. Still, you want to make a circle with your mouth. So not like, don't curl your lips like but just a little bit. Again, the position of the tongue is similar to u.
I mean, the way she says it and the way she explains it is kind of really serious, you know, like it's like a lesson, you know, but like her facial expression though is just different.
The tip of the tongue at
It's just so funny it is.
Lower teeth, the back of your tongue rises a little bit, even more than sound, just a little bit. Again, the position of the tongue is similar to u. The tip of the tongue at the lower teeth, the back of your tongue rises a little bit, even more than sound. So so you can kind of feel that the tongue is going backwards. For example, the word axe, we say ono. So, oh no, like in English, oh, that, we don't want that. So the English, you push your lips forward a lot more than the Japanese. So Japanese people would sound more like, oh no, instead of oh no. Do you hear the difference? Oh no. Oh no. But anyway, the word axe is ono. So yeah, in general, Japanese people don't really move their mouth as much as English speakers. So that's why it might look like Japanese people mumble more. Anyway. A, I, U, O. Okay, so A, I, U, O. Okay, so back to the sound O. For the word wolf, you want to say okami. Okay, and that O, can you hear that? It's a bit long. Okami. okami means wolf, whilst okami.
我看他知道怎么，他会说，不知道哎，吉他，他知道怎么这个，不知道要说什么，他知道英语啊，我不知道，他知道音乐的，they know English，是 Chinese。听懂音乐，他了解音乐啊，他了解音乐，对，他了解音乐，更自然一点也可以说他对音乐有了解啊，他对音乐有了解，他对音乐有了解。
Okami with the short.
Okami.
Okay. And that oh, can you hear that? It's a bit long. Okami. Okami means wolf, whilst okami with the short okami with the short o vowel. It means female innkeeper. So if you stay at a Japanese inn, ryokan, usually there is an okami, female hostess or female innkeeper. It could also mean a female restaurant owner. Yeah, anyway. Okami and okami. Can you hear the difference? Okami. So we gotta talk about mora. So I talked about it in the lesson about pitch accent, so I want you to watch that as well if you want to improve your pronunciation. So one more is like, right? So o, it's like the length of the sound. So for female innkeeper, you can say okami. Okay, okami. Whilst for the word wolf, you want to say okami. So you want to say o longer. Okami. So let's practice pronouncing long vowels. The word mother, you can say okasan. So you don't have to say oka-san. Like, don't stress that single a. Just say ka without making a pause. So don't say oka-san, but oka-san. For the word big, we say oki, right? Oki. In hiragana, you would write the letter o twice, oki, right? But don't pronounce it like oki. Just say oki. Remember that there are only two o, so don't make it way too long, like oki. Just oki. What about the word e? Good. So you don't want to say like separately, but it might sound like they're two different sounds almost because of the pitch accent. So again, I don't want to explain about pitch accent too much in this video, but in Japanese, the pitch of the first mora has to be different from the second one. So the pitch is not flat. It's always like high, low, or low, high. So E. It's not E like monotone, like E. It's E. E.
E.
But yeah, you don't really stop in between. You don't want to say E, E, E. But it's E, E. If you want to say sure informally, you say Iyo, 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 Iyo. Again, it might be difficult to hear the difference if somebody is speaking very fast, but yeah, E. If I want to say just one E there, it would sound like Iyo, Iyo, which is very different from Iyo, Iyo, Iyo. So, Iyo. 次、小さい small 小さい So you don't want to pronounce the letter individually. You don't want to say 小さい You want to say 小さい So, ち So the letter ち is consonant plus vowel, right? But still it has the E sound. So when there is another E, just the vowel E, you still pronounce it like as if it's a part of chi. So not chi, chi sai. Another example, air, we say kuki, kuki. So ku, again, it's consonant plus vowel, but still has the u sound. So the next u is connected. Kuki, kuki. Now be careful with words that have e together. So e following e, and words that have
我要停在这里吧。他在打遊戲對嗎？打遊戲對。
Konnichiwa, Japanese Amo no Misa desu. Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to use mama. 例えば、